Hello everybody and welcome back to my studio. My name is Elke and today I am making a wreath. This here is also a wreath that is done mostly with materials that I found again on the side of the street. This stuff here, I don't know what it is exactly. It's just dried up something that I found on a property. It's an empty property sitting there for a long time with a big sign. It's some kind of a development, but it's not happening. And in the meantime, weeds are growing, beautiful daisies are growing, and something else was growing there and it dried up. I'm not really sure what it is, but I saw it. It looked cool and I just grabbed a bunch of them. And yeah, and then I just tied them together as a wreath, putting it on this big plate here. And now I want to decorate it. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but usually that's kind of how I'm rolling. I just start things and I have a kind of an idea what I'm doing, but yeah, it will just come together. So just please feel welcome to watch me and yeah, and see what comes out of it. I'm going to take some kind of a Lazy Susan here. I'm going to put that under that plate, which makes it easier for you to see all sides. Then I can turn it around and it's easier for me to work and also for you to see. Okay, so what I did is I used these branches and I have some kind of a raffia that is has a wire in there. You get them at the flower shop. And I just used smaller pieces like that and just went around and just kind of tied it nicely together to give it a shape, because it wasn't really, you know, round. It was just kind of bowed. And then when I do that, I just kind of pull down the raffia to hide the knot a little bit. But you know, afterwards, when all the flowers are in there, you won't see it anyways. So yeah, sometimes I cut off the ends if it's really sticking out. But I also like the unevenness of something like this. Okay, so let's just start. I'm going to take some ivy from my garden. And for a project like that, obviously I have to look what's the end of it. So I can take the little end here, give it a little cut, use these little glasses, the test tubes here, and I fill them with water. Put a little lid on. Those ones you also get at the flower shop, craft stores, flower shop. So, and then I stick them in so you don't see them. And then I just wind it around and kind of tuck it in a little bit with different branches just so it stays. And if it doesn't stay where you want it, then you just take a little bit of a wire, or again that raffia stuff here, and you just take a little piece at the end or wherever you want it to tie down. You go around and then you stick the wire into your project, you know, pull it down a bit. So very often with natural material like this, you don't need it because it is, you know, there's enough to tuck things in. So you just go with these tubes. Ask the flower shop for the ones that have a lid, because I'm gonna go quite sideways into the wreath, and if it's the open ones, you know, you would lose the water. So put that in. More of that wire. Oh yeah. So usually when you make a wreath, you don't necessarily need a big plate like that, because a wreath usually goes by itself. But I love projects that sit on something, like they sit on a plate, on a board or something, because it will ground it and just center it a little bit more. So take this, oops, And yeah, I do have this fancy little bottle that works quite well for these ones, especially to fill them afterwards too. But of course you can just use a bucket and put those in. So when you use ivy or any material that is quite nice and long like this, you have to look at it in what direction it's going. You know, this one, I have a feeling I probably, yeah, oh, here's a little bit of a rough here from tying the wreath together. So I'm just going to go right underneath with the tip. So then now it's going to stay down there. Go around. A little bit underneath too here. So, and then I go in with the glass. So what's important to me here is to, when you go underneath something, make sure you don't squish the leaves and they look like they're tied down. So you kind of feed it through and then you just loosen up the leaves again so they fall more natural. So here I have some Vigila, which gives me a nice color. So this one I just tucked into the same tube like the ivy. So I just put that. So don't think I didn't give it any water. Ooh, look at that. Nice. So yeah, so those tubes, you get them at the flower shop or online. Very helpful because you can use them over and over again. So this is definitely a good investment. I will probably show more of these kind of projects where you need them. So good idea to get some of those. Now we need some other color. I like actually. Look at these tulips. They're actually so long now and floppy, but that could be a good thing. Let me just see if I want them. And like I said that before, sometimes I just I try things and either I like it or I don't. So in this case, I would take most of the leaves off and then see if I actually can use that. Just, yeah, that's kind of cool. So I'm actually now working with the length of those stems and the floppiness. Because I actually kind of like the seeing the stems too. It's kind of cool. You know, you could make it very short and just do the basic, you know, hide everything. But I think those stems look pretty cool. They give me that movement in a wreath. So, okay, now where do we go from here? definitely needs a few white. It needs a little bit balancing out the white. And a plate like that is always quite lovely when you fill it with candles in the middle and then put that maybe on your patio or on a side table. It's a little bit lower because then you can look right on top of it, and you see the beauty of this wreath a little bit better. A wreath is either great on the wall or flat on a lower surface, so you can actually see the movement of, oops, that's too close. See, we have white here, so I need white a little bit more over here, this way. So now I need to take a look at this. Yeah, I think I will pretty much leave it as is. I'm going to take it off the Daisy Susan a bit. It's not that high. We could, of course, use peonies. Ooh, maybe. Oh my goodness, some really cool peonies. That will be it. So, okay, let's just clean up the mess a little bit so we can see what we did here. Need a cloth, wipe it all up a bit. Here it is. Okay, so if you feel this is too much, too big for you, then hopefully you were entertained by the last, I don't know, half an hour or so. If not, then please subscribe to my channel. There's a little thumbs up that you can, at the subscription, when you put that or you click that, then you will be notified every time I upload something. So yeah, it could be entertainment for you just watching me, or hopefully I inspire you to do your own thing. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time.